Let's see. Hopefully that helps. Y'all let me know if you can hear me now. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Nancy Loom and the Parents Campaign. They are bullies and they lie. They lie about what legislation will do. They lie about what school choice means. They lie about the things that will happen should we pass school choice here in the state of Mississippi. And last night, Nancy Loom and her little entourage had the nerve to show up at this dinner that was obviously for educating about school choice from the stance of Americans for Prosperity, which is very much a pro school choice organization, just to ridicule and mock the people putting on the presentation. No one knew they were coming. Bullies. They showed up to be bullies. And I'm telling you, nothing gets under my skin, especially as a mom, more than a bully. And not only that, but a bully who lies about what legislation will do. You've got the whole entire public school community thinking that this is going to end public schools. And you know that's not true. You know that's a lie. You have seen school choice work in the surrounding states, but you still spread these insane lies that there will be a mass exodus from public schools, that all of the public school dollars will be taken and the public school system will completely shut down. That will not happen, people. That's not going to happen. If that was going to happen, would we still see Florida consistently be at the top in education? They have universal school choice over there. They have a ton of charter schools and micro schools. They've got new schools coming in devoted to AI and teaching children in the areas where they're interested. Every year, Florida's right there at the top. The entire country. So why on earth are we fear-mongering? Why on earth do we have a group that acts as a teachers union here in the state of Mississippi that is fear-mongering and attempting to place fear in the hearts and minds of citizens across the state that school choice will end public education? That is a lie from the depths of hell. I will tell you what school choice will do. It will put parents back in the driver's seat. It will allow parents to make the best decisions for their children. It will allow children to learn in the best setting for them. That's what school choice will do. And how dare Nancy Loom show up uninvited to an event just to mock and ridicule and be a bully? That makes me sick to my stomach. Grow up. Grow up. And I'm here to tell you, if you see anything on social media, if you see anything in the news, if you see anything from the Parents Campaign, take it with a grain of salt, because these people don't know how to tell the truth to save their lives. It's pretty pathetic. It's pretty pathetic. We got to take a break. When we get back, I want to talk about the things that Randy Weingarten supports. You'll be shocked when you see the sex schedule for a lot of states for their public schools right here in the United States of America. We're going to talk about that when we get back and a whole lot more. Stay with us right here on WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show. here on WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show.
103.9 WYAB.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420. MyPureAirConsultants.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hustle. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house frozen, cause my air conditioning's off. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Business owners, tired of drowning in payroll, compliance, and back office headaches? ePolice has your back. ePolice can free you from the never-ending grind of employee administration, such as time and attendance, onboarding, background checks, even business insurance. While you focus on growing your business, ePolice handles the paperwork. Stop stressing and start succeeding. Partner with ePolice, locally based in Ridgeland. Visit ePolice.com and get back to business.
Come together.
We are back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show, where we have been talking about teachers' unions and all the things they support that most parents, especially around here, do not. Now, I wanted to let y'all in on how many days on the school calendar across the country are labeled as sex on the school calendar. Now, sex on the school calendar has become commonplace all over the nation. Sexuality-themed events are cropping up in schools across the country. So, this is a calendar that is pushed out by the teachers' unions, that is supported by Randy Weingarten. You're not going to believe this. Okay, so September 16th through the 23rd is Bisexual Awareness Week. October is LGBTQ History Month. October 5th through 11th is Banned Books Week. Coming Out Day, October 11th. International Pronouns Day, October 15th. Asexual Awareness Week, October 19th through the 25th. Intersex Awareness Day, October 26th. Trans Awareness Month is the month of November. Intersex Day of Solidarity, November 8th. Transgender Awareness Week, November 13th through the 19th. Transgender Day of Remembrance, November 20th. Pansexual Pride Day, December 8th. Welcoming Schools National Day of Reading. Books that promote transgender ideology, of course, to be read to children. A Romantic Awareness Week. I don't even know what aromantics is. International Transgender Day of Visibility, March 31st. Week of No Silence, April 6th through the 10th, which is a week of activism where students are encouraged to protest on behalf of the LGBTQ causes. Lesbian Day of Visibility, April 26th. International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia is May 17th. Agender Pride Day, May 19th, which celebrates and recognizes people who do not identify with having any particular gender. Pansexual and Panromantic Day, May 24th, celebrates those who identify as pansexual. Pride Month, month of June. What are we doing? What are we even talking about? Pansexual? Agender? Aromantic? Intersex? Do they add a new name every single month? This has gotten so far out of hand. This is what your teachers' unions promote, guys. This is what they promote. This is what they are in favor of. This is what they push out to schools across the country. This is what they want your kids being taught and learning in school. It's asinine. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it's like you don't even have the words for it. Like, what are they going to come up with next? We did have a victory yesterday over in Minnesota. So, the United States Department of Education and Health and Human Services ruled yesterday that the Minnesota Department of Education and the Minnesota State High School League are in violation of Title IX for allowing males to compete in girls' sports and use female facilities. For years, girls in Minnesota have been robbed of fairness, safety, and dignity. The federal government now says enough is enough. Thank God. Thank God that finally someone with some common sense has said, you know what? You're going to stop this nonsense. You're going to stop allowing boys to play with the girls. You're going to stop allowing them into safe places of females, or we're going to cut your federal funding. That's what we're going to do. So now it's up to Minnesota. They either have to comply or they will lose all federal funding. Now, we at Moms for Liberty stand with every female athlete who has been forced to compete against boys. This is a win in Minnesota for fairness, freedom, and America's daughters. Absolutely, it is. This is common sense. Where has common sense gone in America? Did we just throw it right out the window? Because it seems like it. It seems like every day, fewer and fewer people in this country have any sort of common cents. Now, my friend Lindy made an amazing Facebook post. I don't know if you have seen who they have chosen to be the halftime act at the Super Bowl, but Bad Bunny. Now, I don't know if you know who Bad Bunny is. I didn't. I had to look this person up. But I want to credit Lindy for this Facebook post because I thought it was a really great point here. Americans will spend hundreds on an NFL ticket, knock back cheap beer, and cheer on a halftime show headlined by an anti-American Bad Bunny, brought to them by Disney, Big Pharma, and a maxed out credit card at 29% interest. This isn't harmless fun. It's America's Sunday habit of pouring time, money, and attention into billion-dollar industry, laughing at what grown men and women tolerate while everyday families can't even afford quality food or a weekend getaway. America's obsession with entertainment has become the distraction that masks the real theft, our time, our labor, and our children's future. It's an entertainment industrial circus. What is accepted will continue. So this Bad Bunny, if I understand correctly, does not even sing in English, if singing is what he actually does. He wears dresses most days. I'm not sure what it is he identifies as. He seems quite confused. But this is what the NFL has chosen to entertain the Super Bowl halftime show? Again, where is the common sense? Where is the common sense? Is that the best we can do? I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this Super Bowl halftime performance, this act that they have chosen? 601-879-0002 is the number to call. 601-879-4648 is the text line. What am I missing here? Because I Googled this Bad Bunny character, and I got to say, I wasn't impressed. And I can't imagine this is the best that we have to offer for probably what I would say is the most watched performance of the year. Heck, I'd rather see Taylor Swift. And that's saying a lot because I'm no Swiftie. But this is ridiculous. How about we make the Super Bowl halftime show great again? Can we do that? And we thought it was scandalous when Janet Jackson had a wardrobe malfunction with Justin Timberlake. We thought that was scandalous. Well, look at what they are showcasing now. Do we ever get to a point where this extremism ends? Will that ever happen? Because it's not looking that way. It's looking like it will just continue and continue and continue until enough of us speak out, stand up, and say no more. No more. That's it. We're done. We are done. I don't believe I will be tuning in to the halftime show this year. Or I guess it will be next year. I think I'll be okay without watching Bad Bunny's performance. But I am appalled that this is what we think of as entertainment here in the United States of America. We could do so much better. Y'all stay with us. We got to take a quick break, but we will be right back. We are going to give an update on Clinton High School and how they have denied the Turning Point USA chapter that was requested. We got Russ Latino doing what he does. He has filed a FOIA request and received those documents, and we will discuss that in just a moment right here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us. In just a moment right here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us.
1039 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hustle. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
CBS News special report. The government shutdown is sending federal workers home. Non-essential staff have been leaving their offices. CBS's Natalie Brand.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed each day. President Trump has said the shutdown could also result in layoffs and cuts of programs that don't fit with his priorities.
This TSA worker in Atlanta.
If it gets to that point where officers can't afford to come in or have to make a decision whether to purchase medication, pay daycare, or put gas in the car to come to work, they're going to have to make that hard decision, and no one really wants to do that.
The political finger pointing continues. Senate Majority Leader John Thune blames Democrats.
Whether or not the government remains open or reopens is entirely up to them.
Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu.
We're fighting to lower costs, cancel the cuts, and to save health care.
CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle serviced or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in to experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Tri-County Tree Service, the Jackson Metro's premier company to handle all of your tree service needs. Russ Borland and his team specialize in large tree, low-impact removal. Tri-County Tree Service has the right equipment to safely handle the most technical trim jobs or tree removals. Storm damage can happen year-round, so let them clean it up and they'll deal with your insurance claim. Tri-County Tree Service, by phone at 601-TREE-GUY or online at tricotreeservice.com. That's tricotreeservice.com.
We are back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show. We have advertised that we would be airing the next installment of this, I guess you could call it a series, on the 2002 murder of Eddie Williams. Tomorrow, we did the second show last Thursday, and our plan was to do the next one tomorrow. But Sean's a little under the weather, so we may have to move that to Friday. It's looking like we're probably going to be Friday before we are able to do that show. But again, you guys, you are constantly sending us information, names of people who were there that night or who know something, who may want to talk. And so we are daily processing new information and finding out more and more. And I believe wholeheartedly we will get to the bottom of who killed Eddie Williams. And hopefully, whoever was involved will see, the family will see justice, and that person will be behind bars. Possibly even with the death penalty, because this is a capital murder case. The last capital murder case where the death penalty was given was actually a case that Sean prosecuted. So you never know. You never know what may end up happening. But again, if you know something, please reach out to either Sean or myself. You can reach out on any of our social media pages. My email address is Lindsay with an E at WIAB.com. We would, of course, you can text the text line 601-879-4648. I still have to think about it for just a second to remember it. But let us know. Let us know if you know anything, or if you remembered anything, or if you know someone that knows something. We want to hear it. We want to leave no stone unturned in this investigation. It's time. It's been far too long. This family has been suffering and not knowing who did this, or knowing who did it, but knowing that they were able to get away with it. And it's time that they have some peace and some people see some justice for this horrible, horrible, horrible crime. And it may be 23 years old. This case may be 23 years old, but we aren't stopping. We won't be intimidated, and we won't back down. So if you know anything, let us know. That will probably be Friday when Sean is in here, and we will talk about the latest that we have uncovered, because every week there is more and more that we are made aware of. And we appreciate all of you so much, the ones who have reached out to us. Even with the smallest thing, you have no idea how that can plug into the timeline and be just a huge, huge help. So you may remember a few weeks ago, Russ Latino posted on Facebook that he had gotten word that over in Clinton High School, a group of kids inquired about starting a Turning Point USA chapter there. Well, they were told they could not. Initially, they were told it was too political and too divisive to allow on the school campus. They backtracked from that a little bit. And then they said that it was a teacher who had initiated the club instead of students. And that's a violation of their district policy. And then they kind of backtracked on that. And their third reason was that when students declared their own interest, that it was too late in the school year and that it was their policy, you can only start a club at the beginning of the school year. Well, Russ brought the point that all three of these reasons have serious constitutional and legal questions. Because first of all, in Mississippi, back in 2022, we passed the SPEAR Act, which guarantees students the freedom of association in clubs that are oriented around politics, public policy, and social issues. So, because we heard all these different reasons why they were not going to allow a Turning Point USA club in their school, Russ did a FOIA request, which is a Freedom of Information Act request. He wanted to see the policy, and I don't blame him. Show me the policy. Show me your policy where it says that students are not allowed to start a club other than at the beginning of the school year. So he sends this FOIA request, and in the meantime, he gets a hold of their handbook, and he reads the entire thing, and he sees there is nothing in there, no written policy in the handbook that states a club must be started at the beginning of the school year. So he goes back to the school board, to the principal, to the Clinton Public School District attorney, sends them an email asking them more questions. Now, at this point, it kind of lights a spark on social media, and parents are upset. They want to know why. Why are these kids not being allowed to start a club? We can completely understand it if that's your policy and you only allow clubs to be started at the beginning of a school year, but we don't see that policy anywhere. So instead of answering Russ directly, answering his questions directly, they put out a statement stating that individuals on social media have incorrectly reported that school administrators at Clinton High School have denied a request for students to establish a Turning Point USA chapter. Well, no, that was not incorrectly reported because that's exactly what you did, and they go on to say that. They go on to say that initially it wasn't a student who requested starting one of these chapters. And then they go on to say to the public that our policy is these can only be started at the beginning of the school year. Well, now Russ has gotten the documents that have been produced in response to his FOIA request. That definitely shows students actively pushing for the club to the point of independently pressing their principal, Brian Fortenberry, on why they were being denied. They also let him know that they could not find a single written policy establishing a deadline to start the club this year. So the reasons given by the district don't hold up. They don't add up. So it begs the question, what's going on in Clinton? Clinton High School, what's your problem? You're not okay with a Turning Point USA chapter? Why not? What does Turning Point USA get behind that you're not okay with. You don't believe in discussion, peaceful debate, loving your country, standing up for what's right. You're not on board with that? You don't want your students participating in something more? Being involved in their community? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I wanna know why. And I wanna know who made that decision. Was it this principal, Fortenberry? Was this the school district's attorney that this is just gonna be too divisive and too political? Well, guess what? The children in high school today are gonna be the policymakers of tomorrow. It gets me excited when I see teenagers wanna make a difference. It gets me fired up when I see teenagers taking the initiative to wanna stand up and talk about these issues, talk about these topics. Debate what they feel is right or wrong and do it in a peaceful way. It gets me excited when I see young people loving their country. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. And how dare you pick and choose what groups can start their own chapters in this public school setting? I'm telling you, I'm so over public schools. I'm so over the teachers union and from the top down approach. I'm so over the garbage that they are putting in our school libraries. This is why I feel the Department of Education needs to be burnt to the ground, send it all back to the states, and then let's make the best public school system here, right here in Mississippi that the country's ever seen. I think it's inspiring that there are children, teenagers that are wanting to get involved. And how dare these adults, how dare these school administrators in Clinton Public Schools tell them no? That's wrong. That's wrong in so many ways. It is wrong according to Mississippi law, and it's just wrong in general. I hope that they are seeing that and will admit to their mistake and gladly give these students the chance to open a Turning Point USA chapter in their high school. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up today on The Lindsay Beckham Show. All right, we only have about a minute and a half left here on the show today, but there was something I wanted to mention because I think this is huge. Walmart said this morning that they plan to remove synthetic food dyes and over 30 other ingredients, including some preservatives, artificial sweeteners, and fat substitutes from its store brands sold in the United States by January 2027. This is the nation's largest retailer. That's huge. That is huge for the MAHA movement. And we've got to credit RFK Jr. So many want to criticize him, call him an anti-vaxxer, call him what you will. But he is making drastic changes that are going to change the health of our children for generations to come. We know these things are not good. We know this is like poison that we are putting into our children's bodies, and yet it's been legal here in America when it's not anywhere else. Kudos to RFK Jr. and Health and Human Services for the changes that they are making, generational changes. Of course, I'm extremely proud of all the work he is doing as far as vaccines are concerned, but our health, when our concerns our food, is so important as well. All right, guys, I'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Sean will be here Friday to discuss Eddie Williams. See you then. Bye.